Welcome to the Chamber Chat. I'm Matt Ricker here today with Franjez, a fellow podcaster and influencer right here in Westchester County. Franjez, thank you very much for joining me today.
Literally my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so just a few months ago, the roles were reversed. You were interviewing me on your podcast.
Absolutely.
So now you are on mine.
What a great story on resilience. I can't top your story, but I'll do my best.
Thank you. I appreciate that. No, it was a pleasure appearing on yours, and I'm so glad you're here now.
Thank you.
With me to talk about your story.
Talk about it.
So tell me a little bit about your background and what you did before you began your journey as a podcaster and influencer.
Want me to start from childhood, or what do you think? What are you thinking here?
Whatever
I could skim through it.
Yeah.
Born and raised Yonkers, New York.
Okay.
Dominican immigrant parents. I'm the first generation Dominican American. Typical household. Parents. I had an older brother, older sister. Into movies and music and not much video games. My brother was into video games. I played along with him, but he's 5 years older than me. My sister's 10 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
So I was influenced pretty much by both of them and the parents. So whatever me and my brother shared a room, so everything he was into, I was automatically into. The music he listened to, the movies, the shows, blah, 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 blah. And I loved film always. There was always a camcorder in the house. So I was around maybe 11, 12 years old. I started taking my mom's camcorder out with my friends and recording stupid videos. And I was always in the kitchen with her too, and she was always cooking. So that's definitely the love of the camera and the food that I have.
Yeah.
It definitely stemmed from her. And then 23 years old, I became a correction officer, New York State correction officer, 8.5 years I did it, and I left when I started doing self-development. And I started realizing the true meaning of life is freedom, time freedom, and family. And the job was holding me back from all of that because you work weekends, you work holidays, you work birthdays, you miss everything. Barely got to see my family, the time off sucked. Right. Mind you, inside the facility is hell. Mentally, physically, it takes a toll on you.
Yeah.
So I started doing self-development, started reading books, self-development books. And then I just opened my eyes to what matters, and I realized that the prison life is not worth doing 25 years in.
Yeah, and I'm sure that it was incredibly draining.
Insane.
And you know, with the environment that you're dealing with all day, and then you're supposed to go home after work, and I'm sure all you wanted to do was curl up and go to sleep.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure that was incredibly exhausting.
You just want to numb yourself or just distract yourself from try to not think about what you just went through.
Yeah. Well, good for you for, taking that next step and
Thank you.
Starting, now you have your own YouTube channel and you're all over social media. You're everywhere.
Everywhere.
So I really commend you for that.
Thank you.
And so, you do a variety of food reviews, restaurant reviews, everything from beverages to all the different products. What would you say your most favorite so far has been?
I get asked this a lot, and the first thing that comes to mind is in White Plains, I think it's Church Street, right next to the Galleria Mall on the backside where Macy's is. It's called Corral Seafood. The best grilled squid I ever had was there, and that always stands out because it was that damn good. Really, really good.
Wow.
And then recently, Scarsdale, Central Park Avenue, Il Sorrento, the best rice balls I ever had.
Okay.
They have short rib inside and cheese, and it's like nicely, densely made, and it's very hearty. It's delicious.
Wow, you're
so
making
those
me
two
hungry.
come to mind. That's my job.
And then aside from the restaurants, I see that you go and do all these other experiences. Like you went to a couple of spas. You went to where else did you go?
Man, everywhere, literally.
Basically everywhere.
I try finding whatever event I can attend. So grand openings. Just this Sunday, I did what's it called? Generous Pour in Pleasantville. I covered that event. I just find random events that I'd never even heard of. Yeah. And I'm thinking, if I never heard of it, my viewers probably never heard of it. So let me show them the experience. So it was, I think, 30 vendors, drinks, food, and there was like a hearing aid spot and like a few things that didn't have to do with food and drink, but majority food and drink.
Yeah.
So I ate and drank at every single spot, talked about it on camera, showed the whole event. And that's what I'm starting to love. It's like showing people restaurants, but then also events and all types of stuff.
Yeah.
So my goal is to do travel vlogs and all of that, which I've done. I've done travel vlogs. I've done hotel reviews. I've done obviously restaurant reviews. Now I'm doing events. Ribbon cuttings, all types of things.
Yeah, and actually, you've come to a few ribbon cuttings right here in New Rochelle.
Yeah.
What's your most favorite in New Rochelle that would you say so far?
I haven't done many in New Rochelle, but let me think. Actually, the first hotel review I did was in New Rochelle.
Oh, at the Radisson. Oh, I still call it the Radisson. I do remember that. That must have been like last summer or something.
It was in the summer because I wanted to wait for the good weather to review the pool.
Yeah.
So I was planning it last winter, but I did it in the summertime to enjoy the whole property.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I got to review the gym, the rooms, the restaurant that they're having, the drinks, the pool, everything. It was great. So I want to do more of that. I want to travel and do more of that.
Yeah, that
was great. That's a great property. Great food there.
Yeah,
it's a good spot.
I know. I mean, like
they just had their 14th year anniversary. I went to their party on Saturday.
Oh wow!
Amazing event.
Wow.
They flew in a DJ from Italy.
Really?
A female. Yeah.
Wow.
It's not. It's pretty rare to see a famous female DJ. Yeah. But nowadays there's more popping up. But it's mainly men that do that job. Yeah. They're famous for it, especially.
Wow, that's
amazing.
Cool.
It was very cool.
Yeah, that's crazy that it's been 14 years.
14 years.
Wow. Yeah, and like I said, I still call it the Radisson. But no, it's funny. My 10-year high school reunion was held at Noma.
Nice. On the bottom floor of the ceremony room. That's a nice room to have down there.
So it was good. We had maybe about 60, 70 people.
Nice.
So it was a good crowd and a good vibe and a good environment. So
very nice.
I mean they do a great job in both, I think their events that they host and their guest rooms and the whole guest experience. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Yeah. And then, upcoming in June is the Impact Golf outing.
I'll be there too.
You'll be at the networking portion?
I will be.
Okay, I'll be there too.
I'll be, I covered it last year also.
Yeah.
I hit every spot again. I ate and drank as much as I could, and I showed, my viewers what the whole event is about. So I'm going to do the same thing this year.
Yeah. And I think what's so unique about you is that you do the editing, you go and do your own reviews. So you're like a one-man band.
One-man band. I'm a one-man team. I even own my own recording studio in Yonkers called the Yonkers Studio, where I produce podcasts also. And I produce my own podcast there. I'm behind the camera, and I'm in front of the camera at the same exact time. And then I take all that footage, I take it home, and I edit it, and I post it, and I distribute it, and I make my reels. I literally do every detail by myself. I hope to outsource it one day, but I'm just not there yet.
Yeah. Now, do you rent out the studio at all?
It's mine. I own it.
Yeah.
So I rent out the space.
Right.
Yeah. It was an office space.
Right.
Found it on Craigslist as an office space. Spoke to the landlord. Told him my idea. He said, absolutely.
That's great.
And it's been almost 2 years. I think October will make 2 years that I have it. Yeah.
Nice. And I'm sure you enjoy doing it full time.
That's what I realized when I left prison. I'm like, I left a career to do something, so I might as well do something I love because successful people all say the same thing. Just find what you love and go all in, and just dedicate your life to it and enjoy it so much that even the ups and downs you enjoy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I might as well just go all in. I always love cameras, filming, editing. I love that portion of it, but I like being in front of the camera also. Yeah. So I'm just going to go all in the things I love, and it's been treating me very well.
And what advice would you give to someone who's looking to go into podcasting or television or anything in that field?
I always say just do it, because let's say you're going to do 30 episodes. Episode 1, you're probably going to find a million mistakes. Right. You're going to learn from it, and you're going to do better in episode 2, and then better in episode 3. So you're going to be 30 times better than episode 1 when you hit 30. So just keep going and learn from your mistakes. People plan too much, and they don't start expecting perfection. There's no such thing as perfection. I just came out with this week episode 151. No, tomorrow. Tomorrow 151 comes out. Every Wednesday, 6 p.m. So this Wednesday is episode 151. And
wow.
I still find mistakes. I still say, I could have did that better. Oh, the camera could have been angled slightly to the left, slightly up. But I'm behind the camera and in front. So it's like I'm trying to control it all. But, people move when they're podcasting. People get comfortable. They move around. They adjust. They take their jacket off. So then the camera's not centered anymore. So I'm like, damn, I wish it was a little more centered. So it's like, it's never going to be perfect. Just do it. Just go all in and enjoy the ride. If you love what you're doing, you will enjoy the ups and downs.
Yeah, no, and that's great advice. And I always say to people that you are your own harshest critic.
Absolutely.
So like something like that, I would also notice if it was my video, like, it's not really centered. But to the average viewer, they don't even notice.
They don't even notice.
They're just there for the content.
That's
and
it.
for the interview, for the review, whatever it is. So,
that's it.
That's great. What's your favorite part of podcasting?
Definitely the conversation. Definitely the conversation.
Yeah.
I grew up loving interviews, like mainly celebrities that I watched, musicians, actors. I was big into wrestling. So like any interview where you get to see the real person, I love that always. Yeah. Inside the actor's studio, it was this guy I forgot what college it was. Okay. He was a professor at a college. It was I think a film college or an art college, and he would interview celebrities in the college, in the stadium, in the arena, whatever, the auditorium.
Okay.
And then all the students would fill up, and at the end of the interview, they'll ask questions. It was a great platform. Forgot the guy's name, but inside the actor's studio, amazing interviews. He's done anybody from Chappelle to Tom Cruise, like great actors, and it's all about acting. And he starts from birth till now. That's and he great. Starts with what got you to where you are now. So that's what I love about the me interviewing, because I get to dive into the people I'm interested in. Like when I had you on, I didn't know much about you, and I got to know about you, and it was such an amazing story. Like, it's so amazing. I really think you should definitely do that book as soon as possible. And speak on stages. Yeah, it's just the inspiration of resilience. That's what I love about the conversations.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, and I enjoy watching all of your interviews.
Thank you.
Because you really get to know the person, even though you haven't met them in person.
Yeah.
The questions that you ask, and you're able to make them open up. And, have them tell their story. But speaking of speeches, I actually did apply to give a TED Talk.
Awesome.
So fingers crossed.
Awesome. You'll definitely get it.
Thank you.
I hear it takes a couple months of back and forth.
Yeah.
I had a girl on, her podcast comes out next week, and she just did a TED Talk.
Okay.
She's an immigrant, Italian, and her whole vision is to help immigrants. Marie something.
Diana?
Diane Marie Perosi.
Okay.
Perosi, something like that.
Perosi? Yeah.
Her, I had her on. She comes out next week. Next Wednesday comes out.
So it's so funny. So I actually just connected with her.
Okay.
Because she is an Iona alum.
Okay.
And so I was like on LinkedIn, and then she had a mutual connection to another alum that I used to work with. So somehow we got connected, and I read about her story, and funny enough, she is actually coming on, not this podcast, my other podcast that I do for the university, for the alumni office.
Perfect.
She's coming on that podcast at the end of next month.
Perfect.
So she's getting a lot of exposure, but it's such a great story.
In the podcast, I dove into what does it take to get a TED Talk, and she told me all about it, how it was a lot of back and forth, and they want to really make sure you know what you're doing, and you're good, and you're confident in what you're saying, and all that stuff.
Exactly.
So I actually want to do it too. I want to pile up what I would say, work on, and then propose it.
Yeah, you would be an excellent speaker.
I think I would be. I think I have a decent story.
Yeah. And, going back to what you said before about just do it, that's like so true, because right when I graduated from here in 2018, a lot of people were coming up to me like, oh, you should start a podcast. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't think I'd be good for it. So, long story short, I was approached by someone from my church that she was on her way out from the New Rochelle Chamber of Commerce. The outgoing director, her name is Jennifer Lanzer. So she said, I'm moving on to another position. One of my things that I do is I host a podcast. I host a radio show at the time. Would you like to? You're a great public speaker. Would you like to do it? So I did it. Volunteer role. Went. It was twice a month. At the time, it was the second and fourth Monday of every month at 11 o'clock on WVOX. When I walked in the first day, I was like so nervous, and even though I did radio all through college, but when it's different from doing it on a college radio than like on actual radio. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Looking back, I'm so glad that I did it, because if not, then I wouldn't have gotten this far. I mean, WVOX, I was on that station from 2018 to 2023 until they shut down, and then we entered this partnership with Iona, where we have access to the studio, a wonderful intern, Ava. Shout out to you.
Shout out Ava.
It's a great partnership, and exactly what you said. Just do it.
That's it.
And keep going, because you never know where it can lead to.
Growth only happens in discomfort.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Stay comfortable, you won't go nowhere. Stay comfortable, you'll be okay for the rest of your life. You will be okay, but you're getting nowhere.
Yeah, and I mean, the worst that could happen most of the time is that the person or the organization could say no, and then you move on and you do something else.
That's it.
So
that's it.
What other like books or podcasts or TV shows could you recommend to our listeners? Something that you like or something that benefits you?
I got a list, man.
Aside from your podcast,
I got a list. Well, podcasts, I would have to think about that. Joe Rogan's like the main one that I watch.
Yeah,
he's like when I do something, I look at the best and try to mimic them as much as possible. So since Joe Rogan's number one, I just try to do my podcast like him. I don't have a big production, not a big intro. He has no intro. His intro is like 3 seconds, and it's like a monkey making a noise. And then it's just the logo spinning. So I don't even have that. I just go straight into the podcast. Talk about it with Franjez.
There you go.
Just that's my intro, and then we just go into it. And it's natural conversation. I barely use notes now. I just put notes if I have like big bullet points that I need to keep track of. Sometimes time frames and stuff like that. But now I just go with the flow. So what other podcasts would I recommend? Off the top of my head, I can't think of. Jack Neal is good. You know this guy, Jack Neal? He's from California, young kid, curly hair.
Okay.
He's very good. He interviews great people, and his questions are amazing. So definitely him. I'll see if I could think of more. But I watch a lot of podcasts, and I also have a list in my in the notes section of my phone where I have the 13 books I recommend people.
Oh, wow.
And this is it. And it's in chronological order in a sense where I feel like this is the best order if you read it in this order, because it'll slowly open your mind to just self-development and the core of it, and then it gets deep towards the end.
Okay. What
you
got?
This is starting from number 1, The 4 Agreements, The Daily Stoic, The Untethered Soul, The Mastery of Love, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The 48 Laws of Power, Think and Grow Rich, Mastery, Mindfulness for Beginners, Seneca on the Shortness of Life, Life is Long, The Power of Now, The Courage to Be Disliked, and number 13 is Karma by Sadhguru. That's the deepest one. That's why I left it for last. It's very complex, but it's amazing. It's the deepest book I've got. Like, I'm trying to find the truth. I'm trying to find meaning in life. Ever since I started my self-development journey, I've just been searching. I've read many books. These are the 13 ones that impacted me the most, and Karma impacted me the deepest. I'd highly recommend these 13 books.
That's great. Well, Franjez, anything else that you'd like to add?
Man, I got so much, but let me see if I can narrow it down to one last statement. It's like, just do it. It sounds so narrow. It's Nike's slogan. People don't take it that serious, but it's about just starting what you love. It's not going to pay you right away. That's the part that deters people from doing what they love, because they're like, what am I doing if I'm getting nothing back? But all great things take time.
Exactly.
The easiest way to explain it is, to be a doctor, it takes many years of schooling and practice and apprenticeship and patience and money and years of this to finally get the title, I am a doctor and my job is being a doctor. So something as serious and great as that job takes years, then everything amazing takes time and takes years.
Absolutely.
So just do what you love. Find ways to monetize on the way, but just do what you love. I started just posting Google reviews. For instance, like food review wise, it was just on Google typing. Then I started adding photos. Then I started adding videos. Then I started making social media content and just combined it all into I'm a food influencer. I post on all of these platforms and I post on Google now. And I've networked with so many restaurants. Today I interviewed the owner of Hardstyle House of Pizza. He was on my podcast today.
Okay.
Amazing story. Went to culinary school, in and out of restaurants, blah, blah, blah. Now to owning his own place, and he used social media to leverage, and it's amazing for monetization. What am I thinking about? Promotion.
Okay.
I can't think of the word, but promotion, pretty much. He uses social media for promotion. So it's like the little things you do today will pay off in the future.
Yeah.
Just keep going towards that. And another story. I started podcasting. I had a food influencer on my podcast. This is before I started doing video content for influencing. I had a food influencer on my podcast. She invited me to an influencer event. I got put into an influencer group from there, and that just brought me so much more possible clients and food reviews and networking with people to have them as a guest on my podcast. So it just all happened because I started. Started with the Google reviews. I started with the podcasting. It all mended. Now I just have this big network of restaurants and people and guests and food reviews, and the portfolio just keeps growing. I don't know what's going to come next year, but I'm just following this trail of what I love to do. Yeah. So that's it. That's what I want to say. Just find what you love and just do it.
That's great advice. I just thought of this question. What are your thoughts on AI?
I love it. I use it every day.
Yeah.
Claude is amazing.
Yeah.
I've been using Claude lately. I used to always use Gemini and ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It's a good, it's never perfect. You have to keep checking.
Oh, yeah.
You have to double check what it says.
Yeah.
But I like using them against each other. I'll tell Google, this is the question I asked ChatGPT, and this is their answer. Can you break it down? And are they right? Are they wrong? And I do it back and forth. And then I read it myself and see what the hell they both said and narrow down the answer. But I love it. I love it for the stupid little tasks, like write me an Instagram description. What I do is, I take the whole transcript from my podcast, I plug it into AI, and then I ask it to break it down, and then I get all of the things I need from it. What's the best title for my YouTube video for this podcast? I even do it for my food reviews. What's the best description? What are the best hashtags? What are the best tags? What are the best words to put on the thumbnail for the YouTube video? Yeah. And then it spits out, and I say, I don't like that, do it again. And I just work with it. So I love it. It's like it's an assistant. It's your smartest best friend.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. And when people say it's gonna take jobs and everything, and okay, in some fields I think it will, unfortunately, but AI can never replace the human connection.
Never.
It'll
never be artistic.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
That's why the human element of artistry is always going to be there.
AI can't replicate what we're doing right 100%. Now, having a conversation. So that's what I always say. And in what you just said with uploading your transcript and making captions, all that takes time.
Absolutely.
And just sitting there thinking about it and watching the video a couple of times, and AI, it's nice to get a little side opinion.
Absolutely.
On, because if you're saying it one way and you're not happy with it, you can plug that in and say I'm thinking about using this caption, but can you give me something a little better? It's a great tool.
Absolutely. And I use this a lot with AI. I tell it, explain this to a fifth grader.
Yeah.
That's how it dumbs it down for everyone to understand. For some reason, that's the median, I guess, for humans, fifth grade level.
Yeah.
So explain this for a fifth grader to understand. And that's the easiest way for me to understand something sometimes, too.
Right.
If something's too complex, explain it to a fifth grader, then I understand it this way.
Right.
Or if I need to explain to someone else, how can I explain to someone else without sounding too complicated?
Right.
Explain it to a fifth grader, and it gives it to me perfectly.
Yeah. That's great.
AI is amazing. I love it. I love technology. I love where the future's going. I'm ready to see it all.
Yeah. Well, Franjez, thank you for all that you do for not just New Rochelle, but the Westchester County and surrounding areas.
Absolutely.
I know the small businesses, they really appreciate the exposure that you give them. It's great for business, especially when it goes viral and more customers start to come in. So On behalf of myself and the chamber, we thank you.
Literally my pleasure.
Yeah. And it was great having you on. I'm so glad we got to do this.
Yeah,
and,
me too.
And we got to learn a little more about you, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man. You too.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And that is all for the Chamber Chat. I'm Matt Ricker. We'll see you next time.